Welcome to Lunar Whisper. I'll be your storyteller tonight, the voice you hear when the room gets too quiet. Before we begin, like this video and subscribe, so you never miss the things that follow you after midnight. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and what time it is. And if there's a story you want next, don't be shy. The shadows are listening. The story starts with a girl named Mira. She wasn't famous on TikTok or anything, but she loved scrolling before bed. You know, that just 5 minutes that somehow becomes an hour. Yeah, that was her every night. One night, she found a video that didn't look like a normal TikTok. No username, no caption, no sound. Just a dark room, and a tall figure standing in the corner. It didn't move, it didn't blink. It just stood there, like it was waiting. Mira thought it was some kind of prank video, so she swiped up. But TikTok didn't go to the next video. The same video popped up again. Same dark room, same figure. But this time, it was closer to the camera. She frowned and tried again. Swipe. Same video, again. And the figure was even closer, like it had taken one slow step forward. Mira laughed nervously. Okay, that's weird. Then her phone buzzed. A notification. You stopped too soon. She froze. Her hands started shaking. TikTok had never sent a message like that before. And then the figure in the video slowly lifted its head, like it was looking right at her. And the screen whispered. Don't swipe. Mira dropped her phone onto the bed, like it suddenly turned hot. Her heart was racing, but she tried to convince herself. It's just some glitch, some creepy filter. Chill. But the phone buzzed again. She picked it up slowly. A new notification. You're still here. Mira stared at it. There was no app name. No sender, just the message. Against her better judgment, she opened TikTok again. The same video was still playing. But now the figure was right in front of the camera, its face hidden in shadow. The screen looked darker, like the video was sucking out the light from her room. Mira whispered, "What do you want?" And then, the figure's hand slowly came up on the screen. Thin, long fingers. Almost too long, and it started tapping, like it was knocking on the inside of her phone. Tap, tap, tap. Her phone vibrated with every knock, perfectly matched. She covered her mouth with her hand. No way. Then she realized something even worse. The knocking wasn't just from her phone. There was a soft tap, 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 coming from her closet door, at the exact same rhythm. Tap, tap, tap. She looked at the screen. She looked at her closet. The knocking stopped. Her phone glowed with a new message on the video. Letters glitching like something was typing from the other side. Open it. Mira shook her head fast. Nope. No. Absolutely not. She wasn't stupid. Horror movie characters open the door and die. That wasn't going to be her. She backed away from the closet, keeping her eyes on it like it might move. But her phone buzzed again, harder this time, like someone was tapping from inside the device. When she looked, the video had changed. The figure wasn't in the room anymore. Instead, the camera was now pointing at a closet door, a door that looked exactly like hers. Same color, same stickers, same little dent near the handle, and text appeared on screen again. You're taking too long. Mira's breath got stuck in her throat. No, this is impossible. This can't be my room. Her lamp flickered. Once. Twice. Then her closet door handle slowly began to move. Just a tiny shift. Barely there. Creak. The video zoomed in close to the closet door on her screen. Her actual closet door opened 1 inch. She gasped and stumbled backward, nearly falling off the bed. Her phone vibrated again. Say, hello. Then, through that tiny crack in her closet, Mira heard it. A whisper, soft, dry, right behind the door. Mira. And in the TikTok video, a pale hand started reaching out from the darkness. Mira grabbed a pillow and held it like a shield. Yeah, like that would help if some demon wanted to eat her. But fear makes you do dumb stuff. The whisper from her closet came again, clearer this time. Come, here. Her hands were shaking so badly she almost dropped her phone. The TikTok video kept playing, and the pale hand kept reaching out, fingers bending too much, like joints weren't supposed to move that way. Mira whispered, "Please, stop." But the video didn't stop. It zoomed in, closer, closer, until she could see the hand's skin, thin, dry, stretched too tight over the bones. And then her phone glitched. The screen flickered to black. For 1 second, just one, she saw a face reflected in the black screen. Not hers, not human. Something tall, with empty eyes, standing behind her. She spun around so fast she got dizzy. Nothing. Just her room. But the closet door was open a little more now. 2 inches. Enough for darkness to spill out like thick smoke. Her phone turned back on by itself. The video continued. Now the figure's face was visible. No eyes, no mouth. Just stretched skin where a face should be. And then it leaned close to the camera and whispered, "Stop looking at the screen. I'm not in there." Mira froze. Then the video glitched again, and she saw something move inside her closet. Something tall. Something bending low to fit. Her phone buzzed one more time. A new message. "I'm already here." Mira's breathing turned shallow, like her lungs forgot how to work. She didn't want to look at the closet, but her eyes kept pulling toward it, like whatever was inside wanted her attention. The dark gap in the door was wider now, 3 inches, 4. The shadows inside looked thicker than normal, almost alive. Her phone buzzed again, but this time it didn't show a message. It switched to her front camera. Mira's own face appeared on the screen, except the lighting looked wrong. She looked normal, shaken, terrified, but behind her, the room looked darker, like someone had draped a heavy shadow across everything. She slowly lifted her eyes from the phone to the room behind her. Everything looked normal. Then she checked the phone again. On the screen, behind her shoulder, a tall figure was standing, too tall, head almost touching the ceiling, skin stretched tight, like it was barely holding the shape together. Mira whipped around. Nothing, no figure, just her empty room. She looked back to her phone. The figure was even closer now, right behind her, its hand lifting, reaching. Suddenly, the phone turned black again. A single line of text appeared. "Don't turn around." Mira froze in place. Sweat ran down her back. Her legs felt like stone. But then, something cold touched her shoulder. Not a tap, not a brush. A full hand. Long fingers wrapping slowly around her shoulder from behind. Her phone vibrated again. A new message. "I told you not to swipe." Mira screamed and jumped forward, almost tripping over her own feet. She spun around, swinging her pillow like it was a weapon of mass destruction. Nothing. No one. Just her room. Quiet. Too quiet. Her phone lit up again. The TikTok video had returned. But now it was showing her room, exactly as it looked right now. Same bed, same messy floor, same blinking lamp, except the figure was standing in the corner of the video, the same corner where her laundry basket was. Mira stared at the corner in her real room, empty, but on the screen, the figure tilted its head, slowly, unnaturally, almost like it was listening to her heartbeat. Then a message appeared across the video. "You can't see me unless I want you to." Her throat tightened. "What? What do you want?" The video zoomed in on the figure's face, still just smooth, stretched skin. No eyes, no mouth, but somehow it felt like it was smiling. A new line of text appeared. "I watch the ones who watch too late at night." Mira stumbled back toward her bedroom door. She grabbed the handle and pulled. Locked. Her door had no lock. It shouldn't be possible. Her phone buzzed again. "You're not going anywhere." She slammed her hand on the door. "Let me out. Let me out." The lamp beside her flickered. The shadows on the wall shifted. Then her phone switched to her back camera automatically. The screen showed the space behind her. At first, nothing. Then, a long, pale arm slowly reached out from under her bed. Mira froze so hard she forgot how to blink. Her phone showed the pale arm sliding out from under her bed. Slow, steady, like it had all the time in the world. But in her real room, she saw nothing. No arm, no movement, just empty space. But the phone didn't lie. The camera kept showing it. The hand, those long, sharp fingers, digging lightly into the floor as it crawled out further. Her phone vibrated again. This time, instead of text, a voice whispered through the speaker. Soft, dry, right against her ear. "Don't look down." She clenched her teeth. Her eyes burned. Every instinct screamed to run, but there was nowhere to go. The phone camera view zoomed out a little, giving her a wider angle. Now she could see 2 hands, 2 arms, and something tall trying to unfold itself from under her bed, like a spider squeezing out of a crack too small for it. Mira's hands trembled. Her voice cracked. "Why me?" A new line of text slid across the screen. "You watched my video." Then another. "Now I'm watching you." The creature in the camera crawled fully out, its limbs too long, joints bending the wrong way. It stood up behind her in the video, towering over her. But in real life, she felt nothing, saw nothing, until a long, cold breath brushed the back of her neck. Her phone glitched violently. For a moment, the camera showed something impossible. Her own face. But another face was pressed right behind hers. Smooth skin. No features. Like it was wearing her fear like a mask. Mira stumbled backward until her knees hit the bed. Her whole body was trembling hard, like her bones were trying to shake their way out of her skin. Her phone flickered again, and the TikTok interface appeared, but twisted. The icons were warped. The comment section was full of strange usernames she didn't recognize, and every single comment said the same thing. "He's behind you. He's behind you. He's behind you." Thousands of them, scrolling non-stop, not slowing down. Mira slammed the phone face down on her blanket, breathing hard. She squeezed her eyes shut, trying to calm herself. Then the bed dipped, like someone sat down right next to her. Her heart dropped straight into her stomach. She didn't move, didn't breathe. Another dip, closer, like someone was crawling toward her. Her phone buzzed, once, twice, then non-stop. Against her will, she picked it up again. The screen showed a live icon. She wasn't watching a video anymore. She was streaming. Her camera was on. The viewer count was rising fast. 10 viewers. 57. 134. 300. And every viewer sent the same message in chat. "Don't move," Mira whispered. "I'm not doing a live. I didn't start a..." The viewer count jumped again. 1,200. 3,400. 9,000. Her whole phone vibrated like it was overheating. Then the chat stopped. All messages froze. And one username, highlighted in red, typed a single sentence. Smile for him. The camera flipped automatically to her front camera again, and standing right behind her, in the reflection, was the faceless figure, its hand resting gently on her shoulder. Mira's breath hitched so hard, it made her chest hurt. She stared at the screen, at the reflection. The tall, faceless thing with its hand on her shoulder. In real life, she didn't feel anything touching her, but her reflection did. The fingers tightened, slowly, like it wanted her to know it was patient. Her phone screen cracked, just a thin line, right over the figure's hand. Then another crack, then another. It was like the presence in the reflection was pressing from the inside. The live chat exploded again, but now every message was, "Run! Run! Run!" Mira whispered. "I can't. The door. It won't." Before she could finish, the doorknob behind her rattled violently. Not like someone trying to open it, more like someone was trying to break it. Her phone buzzed with a new message, just one sentence. "He's tired of waiting." The lights in her room flickered, then went completely out. Darkness swallowed everything. For a moment, there was nothing. No sound, no movement, no light. Then, a long, cold finger dragged slowly across her back. She held her breath, frozen. Her phone lit up again by itself, the only light in the room. A TikTok notification popped up, but it wasn't from any account she recognized. It was from one named, the one in the dark. The notification read, "You're in the next video." Mira's hands were shaking so hard, the phone almost slipped from her grip. The room stayed pitch black, except for the cold blue glow of her screen. Another notification popped up from the one in the dark. Smile. Her camera turned on by itself. Front camera, recording. A countdown appeared on the screen, like TikTok was preparing to post automatically. 3, 2, 1. And when the camera finished focusing, Mira saw herself, her eyes wide, her face pale. But standing directly behind her, visible only in the camera, the tall, faceless figure leaned in, its smooth head inches from her own. Slowly, so slowly. It raised one hand and placed a finger over where its mouth should have been. A silent shh. Her phone began recording. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. Her voice was gone. Stolen. The screen showed the video posting. Uploading. Posted. Her heart dropped. Then the app switched to the For You page. The very first video that appeared was her, sitting frozen, eyes full of terror. The faceless figure behind her. The caption auto-generated by the app. "Don't swipe." And right before the video ended, Mira heard the whisper. Not from the phone, not from behind her, but from inside her own head. "Your turn." The screen went black. Her room went silent. And Mira was never seen again. But her video? It still shows up on random For You pages. Late at night, when you're scrolling alone, when you're tired, when you're vulnerable. If you ever see it, don't swipe, don't blink, and whatever you do, don't look at the reflection behind you. End. Mira loved scrolling on TikTok before bed. You know that one last video that turns into 50? Yeah, that was her every single night. But one night, something different popped up on her screen. A video with no username, no caption, no music, just a dark room, and a tall figure standing in the corner. It didn't move, it didn't blink, didn't do anything. Mira frowned. Weird edit. She swiped up, but the same video appeared again. Still the dark room, still the figure, except now. It was a little closer to the camera. She felt a chill on her neck. She tried again. Swipe, same video, and this time the figure was even closer, like it had taken a step forward. Mira whispered, "Okay, that's creepy." Then her phone buzzed. A notification appeared. "Why are you trying to leave?" Her stomach dropped. TikTok had never sent anything like that. She looked back at the video. The figure slowly lifted its head, even though it had no eyes, and the screen glitched. A whisper came through her speaker. "Don't swipe again." Mira sat up straight in her bed, gripping her phone tighter. "This has to be edited," she whispered, trying to calm herself. But then the video changed. The figure wasn't in the corner anymore. Now it was standing in the middle of the room, in the video, facing the camera, facing her. The screen flickered, and words started appearing across the video. "Look behind you." Her heartbeat jumped into turbo mode. "Nope, not doing that." She kept staring at her phone, refusing to look anywhere else. Suddenly, the figure in the video raised its hand and started tapping on the screen. Tap, tap, tap. Her phone vibrated with each tap. Then, a real tap came from inside her room. Soft, slow, coming from her door. Tap, tap, tap. The words on her screen changed again. "You hear it too, right?" Mira felt her chest get tight. Something was very, very wrong. She swallowed hard and whispered, "Please, stop." The figure in the video tilted its head, like it was listening. Then another message appeared. "Say hello." The tapping on her door stopped. Everything went silent. Then, through the dark hallway outside her room, something whispered back, "Hello." Mira froze. The whisper wasn't from her phone. It wasn't from the video. It came from outside her room. She pulled her blanket closer like it could protect her from supernatural nonsense. Her phone screen dimmed for a second, then brightened again. The video changed. Now it showed a bedroom door, white, slightly scratched, with a small crack near the bottom. Mira's eyes widened. It looked exactly like her door. Her phone vibrated once. A new text appeared across the video. "Open it." Mira shook her head instantly. "No, absolutely not." She placed the phone down, but the screen stayed lit, the video still playing. Then her room door creaked, just a tiny bit, like someone was pushing from the other side. Slow, careful, almost polite. The video zoomed in closer to the door. Her real door opened another inch. Mira whispered, "Stop. Please." Another message appeared on her phone. "You're slow." She stared at the screen, afraid to blink. The video door swung open all at once. Her real door remained still, half open, silent. But then, from the darkness outside, a long, cold breath slid into her room, followed by a whisper. "Let me in." Mira grabbed her phone again, holding it like it was the only thing keeping her alive. The video kept playing, and now it showed a hallway. A long, dark one. Her heart sank. It looked exactly like her hallway at home. The camera in the video moved slowly, like someone or something was walking toward the bedroom door. Her bedroom door. The screen flickered. A new text appeared. "I'm almost there." Mira backed up against her headboard, eyes locked on her door. The darkness outside her room felt thicker now, like it was holding its breath. Her phone vibrated again, harder this time. The video zoomed in, showing a tall shadow in the hallway. A shape, long, thin, slowly getting closer. She heard soft footsteps outside her real door. One step, then another, then silence. Her phone buzzed and showed new words. "Say something." Mira didn't speak. She couldn't. The camera in the video suddenly jerked upward, like the person holding it had been lifted off the ground. Then the video tilted. and the creature came into view. A tall figure with smooth, pale skin. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. Just a blank face, staring straight into the camera. Then its head twitched. Once, twice, like it was looking for her. Her phone vibrated again. One simple line. "You're next." The footsteps outside her door moved again. This time, right up to the doorway, Mira felt her whole body go numb. She stared at the doorway, barely breathing, afraid that even a tiny sound would make whatever was out there step in. Her phone screen dimmed again, then switched to her front camera. Her own face appeared, pale, terrified, eyes wide like she'd seen something she shouldn't. But the room behind her in the camera looked darker than reality. Shadows stretched farther. Her walls looked warped, like they were bending inward. Then, slowly, something tall began to appear behind her in the camera view. At first, just a shape, then a shoulder, then a long, thin arm. But in her real room, nothing was there. She whispered, "This isn't real. It's just a glitch." The tall figure in the camera leaned closer behind her. Even without a face, it looked like it was smiling. A message appeared across the screen. "Don't turn around." She squeezed her eyes shut, trying to calm her shaking breaths. But then, she felt it. Something cold brushed lightly across her hair. Her eyes shot open. The camera view zoomed in suddenly, and she saw the creature's hand resting gently on her head. But in real life, she felt nothing. Then her phone switched to the back camera on its own. The screen showed the back of her bedroom, her door, her closet, her bed, and under her bed, a pale, bony hand slowly reached out, fingers scraping the floor, trying to pull itself forward. Mira covered her mouth to stop her scream. The words on her screen changed again. Too late to hide, Mira edged onto the corner of her bed, lifting her feet like the floor might bite her. Her eyes kept darting between the dark space under her bed and the phone screen. On the screen, the pale hand under the bed kept creeping forward. Slow, steady, like it enjoyed the suspense. But in her real room, she saw nothing. Her phone buzzed again. The back camera froze for a second, then zoomed in. 2 hands were now visible in the camera, thin, long, almost skeletal, pulling a tall shape out from under the bed. The creature unfolded itself, bone by bone, joint by joint, like it didn't fit inside a human body. A new line of text slid across the screen. "I only show myself to the ones who keep watching." Mira shook her head. "I didn't ask to watch." Her phone cut her off with a loud vibration. The video switched to her closet. In the camera, the closet door was wide open, darkness spilling out like fog. The creature stood inside it, staring at the camera with its blank face. But in real life, her closet door was only slightly open, just a crack. Then her phone lit up with another message. "Check the door." She turned her head slowly. But her real closet door was now open wider, halfway. She hadn't heard it move. The phone buzzed again, and the video zoomed in on the figure in the closet. It raised one long finger and pointed straight at her. The words on the screen flickered. "Ready or not?" Her closet door creaked. "Here I come." Mira scrambled backward on her bed until her shoulders hit the wall. Her hands were shaking so badly she almost dropped her phone. Her closet door sat halfway open, dark, quiet, still. But on her screen, the creature inside the closet took one step, then another, its limbs bending too much, like its bones were made of rubber. Her phone vibrated again. A message appeared. "Don't look away." Mira whispered, "Why? Why me?" The video zoomed in on the creature's blank face. Then another message appeared. "You watched my video." The creature moved closer in the video, filling the screen. It shouldn't have a face, but somehow Mira felt it stare. Her lamp flickered. Her phone buzzed non-stop. Suddenly, the app forced itself into live mode, her camera on, streaming automatically. A red text popped up. "Live, Zoom viewers." Her breath hitched. She wasn't streaming this. She didn't start anything. But viewers started joining. 3, 21, 50, 132, 480. The chat started rolling. "Don't move. Don't move. Don't move." Her chest tightened. Her eyes filled with tears. Then the camera shook. Not because Mira moved, but because something else brushed past the lens. The viewer count jumped again. 2,900, 6,000, 12,400. Everyone in the chat began typing the same words over and over. "It's behind you." Mira's stomach dropped. She forced herself to turn her head slightly, just enough to check her real room. Nothing. But the live camera view showed something tall, standing directly behind her, its hand hovering inches above her shoulder. Her phone buzzed again with one final message on the screen. "Smile." The live camera zoomed in slowly, way too slowly, like someone was controlling it from the other side. Mira's breathing turned shaky. Her eyes were locked on the screen. The creature stood behind her in the live feed. Its long fingers hovered above her shoulder, twitching like they wanted to touch her. But in real life, she felt nothing. The viewer count climbed again. 18,000, 25,000, 30,000. Every single viewer typed the same thing. "Don't turn around." Her lamp flickered again, then died completely. The only light was from her phone. Mira whispered, "Please, please stop." The chat froze instantly. All messages stopped. A new username appeared at the top of the chat, highlighted in red. The Silent One. It typed, "We heard you." Then the camera view changed. It wasn't showing her bedroom anymore. It was showing her face, a close-up, shaking, terrified, tears forming. Then the camera pulled back just a little, enough to show a second face right behind hers. Smooth skin, no eyes, no mouth. Its head leaned close, so close, its forehead almost touched hers. Mira's hands started trembling uncontrollably. The chat came back to life, exploding with messages. "Run! Run! Run!" But she couldn't move. The creature lifted one long finger in the live feed and slowly pressed it against the side of her neck. She still felt nothing in real life, until a freezing cold sensation spread across her skin. Real. Touching her. Her phone buzzed again with a new message. "He likes you." Mira's whole body locked up. She wanted to run, scream, throw her phone, anything. But fear held her still like invisible ropes. On the live feed, the creature slid its long finger down her neck. Slow, gentle, like it was studying her. Then the viewer count jumped again. 45,000, 62,000, 90,000. The chat went wild. "Get out of the room. Move now. He's right there." But the door behind Mira stayed shut, almost like something was holding it closed from the outside. Her phone flickered, and the live stream zoomed out. Now the camera showed her full room, except in the live view, the walls were darker, the corners deeper, like her room on the screen belonged to a different version of reality, a darker one. The creature stood behind her in the live feed, even taller now, its head bending sideways, almost touching her shoulder. But in her real room, she still saw nothing. Until the mattress dipped behind her, just a small movement, like someone sat down slowly. Her phone buzzed again. A new message flashed across the live screen. "He's next to you." The bed dipped again, closer, Mira gasped and pressed her back against the wall, eyes wide. The camera zoomed into her face again. She looked terrified. But behind her shoulder in the feed, the creature raised its hand and placed one finger gently over where its mouth should be. A silent shh. The entire chat froze. All viewers went silent. Then, one by one, new comments appeared. "Look at your door." Her head turned on its own, slow, shaking, and she saw it, just for a split second. A long, pale hand gripping the edge of her bedroom door. Pulling it open, the bedroom door slid open inch by inch, quiet but deliberate, like someone wanted her to hear every sound. Mira pulled her knees to her chest, shaking so hard the bed trembled with her. Her phone stayed locked on the live feed. The viewer count climbed again. 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. The chat exploded. "Don't let it in! Move! Run!" But Mira couldn't move. Her body felt heavy, numb, like the darkness in her room was holding her down. The live feed zoomed toward the door, showing what was coming through. A long, pale arm slid inside, then another, then its head, smooth, faceless, tilting like it was sniffing the air. Her phone buzzed with a new message from the silent one. "You're almost ready." The creature stepped fully into a room in the live feed, but in real life, the darkness swallowed its shape, like the shadows were hiding it for now. Mira whispered, voice shaking, "Why are you doing this?" Her phone responded instantly, "You watched the wrong video." The lamp flickered once, then burst. Glass scattered across the floor. The live feed zoomed in on her face again. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Her breathing was sharp, fast, broken. Then, the creature's hand appeared on camera, sliding over her shoulder. In real life, Mira felt icy fingers wrap around her neck. She choked, gasping for breath. The viewer count hit 300,000. The chat froze. All messages stopped. Then one final line appeared on screen. "Your video is next." Her phone screen turned black. Recording started. A bright red dot blinked in the corner. Mira tried to scream, but the sound cut off instantly, swallowed by the darkness behind her. The screen displayed posting, posted, and her last live frame. Her eyes wide, mouth open, the faceless creature behind her began looping on the For You page, late at night, for random people, just like you. If you ever see her video pop up, don't swipe, don't breathe, and whatever you do, don't watch until the end. End. Mira wasn't famous on TikTok. She was just like everyone else, scrolling late at night, lying on her bed, lights off, convincing herself she'd sleep after one more video. But that night, one video showed up that didn't look normal. No username, no caption, no sound, just a dark room, and something tall standing in the corner. It didn't move, didn't blink, didn't do anything. Mira squinted at the screen. Okay. Weird edit. She swiped up. The same video appeared again. Same dark room. Same tall figure. Except now, it was standing a little closer to the camera. Her stomach tightened a bit. She tried again. Swipe. Same video. Now even closer, like it took a quiet step forward. Mira whispered, "What is this?" Before she could swipe again, her phone buzzed. A notification popped up. "Why are you trying to leave?" Her heart dropped. TikTok had never sent a message like that. She looked back at the video. The tall figure slowly raised its head, even though she couldn't see its face. And the screen glitched. Then a soft whisper came from her speaker. "Don't swipe." Mira's hands started feeling sweaty, like her body knew something was wrong before her mind did. She told herself, "Relax. It's just some creepy filter. People post weird stuff all the time. But the video changed again. The figure in the dark room wasn't standing still anymore. Now, it was walking toward the camera. Slow, steady, one step at a time. Mira's throat tightened. She tried to swipe away, but TikTok didn't move to the next video. Instead, the screen shook, like someone grabbed her phone from the inside. Another message appeared. "You shouldn't have done that." Mira's heart thumped hard in her chest. She shook the phone, trying to exit the app. Nothing. The video kept playing. And now, the figure was so close she could almost see its face. Except there was no face. Just pale skin stretched smooth. Then the screen flickered, and text appeared inside the video itself. "Look left." Mira froze. No. Nope. No way. She kept staring at her phone, refusing to move. The figure in the video tilted its head, like it was annoyed. The text on screen changed. I said, "Look left." Suddenly, she heard a noise. A slow, soft, dragging sound, coming from the left side of her room. Her breath stopped. She didn't want to look, but the sound kept getting closer. Dragging, dragging, dragging. Then her phone vibrated again with one more message. "He's already there." Mira kept her eyes glued to her phone. If she didn't look, maybe whatever was on the left side of her room would just go away. But the dragging sound didn't stop. It moved closer, slowly, like someone was pulling their feet across the floor. Her chest tightened as the air in her room suddenly felt colder. Her phone glitched for a second, just a quick flash, and the video changed again. Now the camera in the video was pointed at a bedroom. Not the same as before. A bedroom that looked exactly like hers. Same walls, same bedsheet pattern, same little crack in the corner of the ceiling. But in the video, a long shadow stood on the left side of the bed. Her left side. Mira whispered, "This is not possible." Her phone began vibrating nonstop. Then a new line of text showed up in the video. "You hear him, right?" The dragging sound in Mira's room stopped. Silence. For a second, she felt relief, until something exhaled next to her ear. A long, cold whisper of air brushed her skin. Her whole body froze. She didn't turn her head. She didn't dare. Her phone buzzed again. A new message appeared. "He wants to see your face." Mira shook her head so fast her hair swung over her eyes. No, I'm not turning." The room stayed silent for a moment. Then she heard it. A quiet tap on her nightstand, right beside her. Tap, tap, tap. She slowly lifted her phone to see if maybe something had fallen. But the video changed again. Now the camera showed a pale, bony hand, resting on a nightstand. Her nightstand, the figure's hand, and new text appeared. "If you won't look at him." The hand in the video curled its long fingers. "He'll look at you." Mira clutched her phone like it was the only thing keeping her alive. The cold air around her felt thicker now, like someone invisible was standing way too close. Her phone screen flickered again. The video now showed her entire room, but from an angle that didn't make sense. It was like someone was filming from the ceiling, looking straight down at her. And there she was in the video, curled up on her bed, holding her phone, shaking. But something else was in the shot, too. A tall shadow stood right beside her bed, head tilted, body leaning toward her like it was curious. Mira shook her head, whispering, "No, no, 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 no." Her real room was silent. Too silent. No dragging sound, no breathing, nothing. Then her phone glitched again. This time it switched to her front camera. She saw her own face. Wide eyes, pale skin, terrified. Behind her, nothing but darkness, but the camera began to zoom out on its own, slowly. And as it zoomed out, the darkness behind her started to change shape. A tall form appeared from the shadows, skin smooth, no face, no features, just a blank head, slowly rising behind her shoulder. Mira screamed and twisted her body away in real life. But the room behind her was empty. The creature was only in the camera. Her phone vibrated strongly. New text appeared over her reflection. "You can't see him." Another line. "Not until he wants you to." Suddenly, something cold brushed her hair. A light, slow stroke, like fingers. She froze again. Her phone buzzed with one final message on page 4. "Don't look away from the screen. He hates that." Mira's breathing turned shallow. Her chest felt tight, like the air itself was warning her not to move. She kept staring at her phone screen, because the message said not to look away. And honestly, she was too scared to test what happens if she did. The video switched again. Now her camera showed the space behind her bed. She didn't turn around, but the camera showed it clearly. The creature was standing right there, its long body folded unnaturally, just to fit inside the frame, its blank face leaning in like it was trying to smell her fear. Mira whispered, "This isn't real. It can't be real." The creature in the camera suddenly tilted its head fast. A sharp, unnatural movement, like it heard her. Then text appeared across the video. "We can hear everything." Mira's hands were shaking so badly the phone nearly slipped. The camera zoomed in on the creature's hand. Long, pale fingers, slowly reaching forward, toward the camera. But as its hand got closer in the video, Mira felt the faintest touch on her back, like a fingertip brushing her shirt. She gasped and pulled her knees up. The touch stopped. Her phone buzzed again. "Don't move." Suddenly, her screen switched to her back camera. Now the phone was showing the bedroom door. At first, the door looked normal, closed, still, quiet. Then the doorknob turned, slowly, even though Mira hadn't heard it move. Her stomach dropped. The door in the video creaked open, inch by inch, revealing only darkness behind it. Then a pale hand gripped the edge of the doorframe. Mira felt her heart pounding so hard, she thought it might burst. The camera zoomed closer. The long fingers tapped on the doorframe. Tap, tap, tap. Her phone vibrated with each tap. A new message appeared. "He's not alone." Mira pulled her blanket to her chest, gripping it so tight her fingers hurt. The room felt colder now, like the temperature dropped all at once. On her screen, the back camera stayed focused on the half-open door. The pale hand on the doorframe slid downward, slow, heavy, like whatever owned it was crawling into her room. But in real life, her actual door wasn't moving. Not a sound, not a shadow, nothing. Her brain screamed run, but her body wouldn't listen. Her phone buzzed again. Text appeared on the video. "There are 2 of us." Mira's breath caught in her throat. 2. Before she could process that, the camera feed flickered, switching from her door to her closet. Her closet door was closed in real life, but in the video, it was wide open. Inside the closet, a second creature stood hunched over, taller, thinner, its body twisted in ways that hurt just to look at. Its head hung low, like it hadn't straightened its neck in years. Mira shook her head hard. "No, this isn't happening." The creature in the closet slowly lifted its head in the video. Even without eyes, it felt like it was staring straight at her. Then, her phone vibrated again, this time longer, harsher. "Page 6 message incoming." Then new text popped up. "He likes to hide." The video zoomed in on the second creature's hand, fingers hooked around the closet door as it leaned out, just a little. Then, something tapped Mira's bed frame, a light, quick tap, right near her legs. She gasped aloud, lifting her feet instantly. Her phone flickered and showed both creatures now, one at the door, one in the closet, standing completely still, waiting. Then a final line crossed the screen. You should have stopped scrolling. Mira's heartbeat felt like it was punching her ribs. She held the phone so close her knuckles turned white. The video suddenly switched again, this time to her front camera. Her face filled the screen, shaking, eyes wide, breathing fast. But something was wrong. The lighting behind her in the camera didn't match the real room. In the camera view, the background looked darker, almost like the shadows were thicker, heavier, moving. Then, slowly, two tall shapes appeared behind her in the reflection. One near the door, one near the closet. Mira's real room still looked empty, but the reflection showed both creatures standing right behind her. Their blank heads turned slightly toward each other, as if whispering. Her stomach twisted. Her phone vibrated hard. New text. Don't scream. Mira covered her mouth with her hand. The creatures in the camera stepped closer, their long fingers stretching toward her shoulders. In real life, she still felt nothing, and that terrified her even more. The video began to zoom in on her face, closer and closer, until the frame only showed her eyes. Her reflection's eyes suddenly changed. For a split second, they didn't look like hers. They looked empty, dark, almost hollow. Then her reflection blinked, but Mira didn't. Her reflection blinked again. Mira froze. The creatures stepped even closer in the camera, and the screen filled with a single message. We can see you. Suddenly, a cold hand grabbed her ankle, just a quick squeeze. She jerked her leg away and almost dropped her phone. Her real room looked empty again, but her screen showed a pale hand reaching out from under her bed. Mira gasped. Then a new line of text appeared. We're not done yet. Mira pulled her legs up fast, hugging her knees to her chest. Her whole body trembled like her bones were vibrating. She looked down at the floor. Nothing. But the video on her phone showed a pale hand still reaching from under her bed, fingers stretching farther than any human hand should. Her phone buzzed hard. The video switched to the back camera again. Now the creatures weren't at the door or the closet anymore. They were standing in the middle of her room, tall, silent, facing her bed. But in real life, she saw nothing but empty space. Her throat tightened. New text appeared. Just because you don't see us. The creatures took one step forward in the video. Slow, heavy, in sync. Doesn't mean we're not there. Mira's eyes burned with tears. She whispered, Please, please stop. The screen glitched and showed her front camera again, zoomed in too close. Now only half her face was visible. The other half was swallowed by darkness in the reflection. Then something impossible happened. Behind her, in the reflection, a third creature appeared. This one was different, shorter, crawling on all fours, head twisted sideways. It crawled fast behind her in the camera, but she heard nothing in the real room. The viewer count popped up suddenly, even though she wasn't live. 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 6 viewers, 50 viewers, 200 viewers. The numbers kept climbing. The chat section appeared by itself. Messages flooded in. Don't look away. He's right behind you. He's moving. Mira's hands shook so bad she almost dropped the phone. The camera zoomed out, and she saw the crawling creature now sitting right behind her reflection. with its head resting on her shoulder. New text appeared. "Smile for them." Mira shook her head violently. "No, no, I'm not doing that, please." But the camera zoomed in anyway. Closer, closer, almost touching her face on the screen. In the reflection, the crawling creature clung to her shoulder, like a child hugging its mother. Except its head was twisted upside down, and its blank face was inches from her neck. The taller two creatures stood behind them both, leaning in slowly, their long fingers twitching like they were excited. Mira's real room stayed silent, still, empty. Only the phone showed the truth. Her phone buzzed again. A red notification popped up. Live, 98,000 viewers watching. She wasn't streaming. She didn't hit anything, but TikTok had forced her into a live. The chat exploded instantly. "Don't move. Don't turn around. He's touching you. We see him." Mira's chest tightened so hard she could barely breathe. The camera zoomed out just enough to show her entire upper body. And there, behind her in the reflection, the crawling creature lifted one long, thin finger and pressed it to the side of her neck. Mira felt a sudden cold sting in real life, like ice sliding on skin. She gasped loudly. The creatures in the reflection reacted instantly. All three snapped their heads toward the camera at the same exact time. New text appeared. She felt it. Then the lights in her room flickered. Once, twice, and then went completely out. Mira's phone screen became the only light in the darkness. Her hands shook so bad the camera view wobbled. Slowly, very slowly, the creatures began moving closer in the camera reflection, reaching, stretching, crowding around her. The chat went wild. "Run! Run! Run!" But before she could do anything, her phone displayed one final message. "Don't fight. It's your turn now." Mira's breath came in short, fast bursts. Her hands trembled so wildly she could barely hold the phone steady. The room was pitch black now, except for the cold glow of her screen. On the live feed, the creatures crowded around her reflection, their blank faces inches from her skin. They didn't move like people. Their bodies cracked, bent, and stretched like broken puppets. Then, the crawling creature wrapped its arms around her reflection's torso, hugging her from behind. In real life, Mira felt pressure on her ribs. Something was hugging her, something cold, thin, wrong. She choked on a scream. The viewer count shot up again. 150,000, 200,000, 350,000. All watching, all silent. Then the tallest creature leaned down in the reflection, close to Mira's ear, its smooth head pressed right against her cheek. And for the first time, the live stream picked up its voice. A whisper so dry it sounded like leaves scraping together. "Don't look away." Mira squeezed her eyes shut, shaking. Her phone buzzed. New text appeared. "Open your eyes." She didn't. Her body refused. Then, a cold fingertip touched her eyelid. Not in the camera. In real life. Gently, insistently. Her breath hitched. The voice whispered again. "Open." She opened them. The screen showed her face, but her reflection wasn't her anymore. It was pale, empty. Its mouth hung open too wide. A dark, endless hole stretching down her neck, down her chest, like something was inside her wearing her like skin. Her reflection smiled. The creatures let go of her and began crawling inside the dark hole in her reflection's face, one by one, like her body was their doorway. The screen turned black. A single line appeared. Uploading. Mira's phone vibrated non-stop. Then, posted. Her last live frame, the one with her twisted reflection and the creatures climbing inside her, began looping on TikTok. It appears late at night, usually when someone scrolls too long. or watches with the lights off. If the video ever shows up on your For You page, don't swipe, don't blink. And for your own sake, don't look left. End.